download. We want to welcome you guys to the ANTSAND Vancouver SEO Expert event. My name is Alpha, and over there we have Anthony and Alex. And today we're going to be talking about what does it look like? What does it mean? We talked a little earlier on, is like, how do you explain SEO? Many of us some of us are business owners. Some of us have met through maybe Toastmasters or many kind of opportunities that people have been able to meet. But at some point, we all start businesses. At some point, we all start, whether becoming great speakers or becoming people of status within the community, and we want to go online. Everybody's going online. 70% of the people are going online today. They grab their cell phones and they keep going out, and the malls are changing, as you know about that. They're becoming experience places, and you used to go to the mall and you used to find that special store that you like, and you go right to it, but now they're closing out, and your favorite, whatever item you want to get, whatever that is, whether it's a shirt or a pair of shoes or a purse or whatever it is the question is like, as they get out of the mall, or as they get, how do you get a hold of these individuals? Or if you start your own business, what does that look like? Now that I've started my own business, how do I get in front of the people who are no longer looking at side billboards, no longer, radio ads are expensive. How do I get in front of the people, my clients? Well, this is what this whole event is really all about. I got to tell you why, because also with myself, as an entrepreneur having a business overseas, once we have a boutique hotel, and my purpose was I wanted to get that online and get clients coming to my hotel and the boutique hotel, and to get people, staying over so we create some revenue and, do well in life. And so, congratulations, we got a website, but then how many people are really looking at it? How are we ranking? So we had this website, and suddenly we were on the back, literally on the back page of Google. We don't even know, unless you punched in our name. Apart from that, nobody knew who we were. And it was very difficult to find us. So friends kind of talked about it, but you got to do more. Because we don't do things because we want to be in the back of the line. We don't start businesses because we want to be somewhere on Google. We start businesses so that we can get clients. We become great speakers because we want to go out there and tell our message to the community. How do we do that? Create a website that's doing something, but you want to do more than that. How do you rank from the 11th page to the first page? What does it take to do that? That's the question that we're all asking ourselves continuously. How do I get the people in the community to recognize my business, to recognize that I'm a speaker, to recognize that I have, services that they can use? That's what today's about. As you walk through today, what we're going to do is we're going to touch on subjects that, as you walk through what SEO is, as you walk through what it means, the energy, the effort, the topics that are going to be covered in that. I want you to be able to open your ear to learning what it looks like, but also understanding that there's ways in which we can do it well and we can win. Each one of you guys can bring your product, your service, your business to the community. Anthony is going to come and talk to us about how to rank from the 11th page to the first page. Anthony.
Thank you. Well, first and foremost, thank you all for coming. This is one of our first events, and we really want to show you how it's really done, especially because technology keeps changing, algorithms keep changing. But the real question is, how many of you guys actually have a website? And how many of you guys struggle for it to even get a visitor or get someone coming onto your website? And we all have been there. The first thing you think of when you start a business is you launch this website and you think magically somehow a million people is going to come and use your service. Unfortunately, the reality comes and kicks you on the face when no one comes to know about your service because it's not performing. So this is what this whole talk is really all about. How you actually strategically position your brand in front of the right market. And the term that the industry uses is called SEO. But in reality, what really is SEO? If I had to ask someone what does SEO really mean, I would probably get 10 different answers if I asked 10 different people. Which means most people don't even know what SEO really means. So if I had to give you an example of what SEO means to me, it's very simple. It's all about bringing more eyes to your website. You have a website, it's all about bringing more eyes to it. In the simplest of forms, all right, the simplest of definition. It's not about going too technical about, and where are these people coming from? They're coming from search. They're either coming from Google or Bing or whatnot. But it's literally the whole idea of SEO is to bring more eyes to your website. Does that make sense? Awesome. So when I started my company, we started 2 years ago, and now and the SEO community in the industry is so competitive that everybody wants to be on the first page. So I figured out a way of doing this. So now when you search for Vancouver SEO, we actually rank on the first page, and combinations of all of these things. So we want to share with you the actual methods that actually work in 2019. Not using techniques and black hat ways that is going to spoil your rank, but actual work that actually works and will work for years to come. So I'm talking about how to build a proper asset. So the first thing when you go into SEO is to figure out what keywords are people searching for. Alright? So what are keywords? Keywords are nothing but phrases that people type on search. It could be a word, it could be a phrase or whatnot, but what they're searching for is nothing but a keyword. So you have this keyword, someone types something on search, and then a bunch of results pops up. Our goal is to make sure that on the first page, your result is somewhere out here. Why? Because they say that the best way to bury someone is to bury someone on the second page of Google. The reason being is no one looks beyond the first page. No one looks beyond the first page. So what I'm going to show you is a concept that I call, if you have heard of this concept before, red ocean versus blue ocean. Has anybody heard of this concept before? Alright. So, what's the difference between red ocean and blue ocean? When you're ranking on search, there's a lot of keywords that you can show up for. One of the keywords you'll probably show up is the actual domain name you have. So for example, if I'm ANTSAND.com, that's the name of our company, if you type that explicitly, we'll pop up. But no one is searching for that. Alright? No one is searching for that. There are certain phrases that people are constantly searching for. So what we want to see is where the market is. But in the red ocean, as much as there's a big market, there's also a lot of competition. So I'm going to draw a couple of charts over here. Alright. So, what does that mean? If I'm a digital marketing company, and if I want to position myself as digital marketing, I am in the red ocean. Why? First and foremost, there is a lot of competition. Second and foremost, digital marketing is so broad. We do SEO, he does pay-per-click advertisements, there's social media marketing, there's Facebook advertisements, Instagram advertisements, Google advertisements. So you have a bunch of so many things on the digital marketing. Which one are you? And the biggest mistake most people do is that they try to target such a big brand name or a big keyword which is so vague, but at the same time you're trying to capture the whole market. Unfortunately, you're not going to rank because it's competitive, right? So how do we go from the red ocean to the blue ocean? Blue ocean is where you have a lot of market, like people are still hungry for your service, but there's much less competition. There's much less competition. So our goal is to position our brand in such a way that we need to find where there's a lot of market, so it's easier to rank because there's less competition. Does that make sense? So one of the ways to actually move from the red ocean to the blue ocean is add location. Now if I say digital marketing, I'm competing against the whole world. I'm competing against the whole world. But as soon as I put Vancouver digital marketing, now I'm competing against say 100,000 or maybe 1 million people to say maybe 1,000 people. I've already shrunk that down to a much less competition, to much lesser of a competition. Alright? So the one way to move from the blue ocean, from the red ocean to the blue ocean is add a location. So you could add, but it's still very competitive. Like digital marketing, like every second person in Vancouver is starting a business, they're probably starting a marketing business. Alright? Why? Because it's easy to get in. There's no qualification, there's no exam, there's no one to test you out. You can just put a name out there and then you're a digital marketer, right? So how do we even distill this even further? So I could say Vancouver SEO. So now I'm honing on it, right? So SEO is more of a niche than say digital marketing. So now I'm not doing Facebook, I'm not doing social media, I'm not doing any of those stuff, I'm doing particularly SEO. Similarly in your industry, there will be something where you need to find out where there's a lot of competition and you want to bring it down, to narrow it down to a particular focus. Does that make sense? Right? So does anybody have another industry other than say marketing over here? I can help you out.
Seafood.
Seafood, right? Again, seafood is, if you just rank for seafood, you're in the red ocean because you're competing against the whole globe. But if you say Vancouver seafood, or maybe even if you're just specific to North Vancouver or maybe Burnaby or whatnot, you suddenly are now specializing in your competition is much less. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you're putting a location. But this is not where it ends. This is based on your intuition, based on your assumption and whatnot. The second part is to look at data. Because unfortunately, data is always going to tell you that you're wrong. It's just the way it is. So when we were looking at this data, I realized that Vancouver SEO, apparently only 1,000 people were searching per month on this